Hey guys, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel and you like the content you see today, please consider subscribing. If you have already subscribed, you're absolutely amazing and thank you so much for your support. Everyone, please consider giving me a big thumbs up as that really helps me out here on YouTube. Also, before I forget, if you do subscribe, remember to hit that bell button so you're notified every single time that I upload. I am so excited about today's DIYs, so let's jump into it. Okay, our first idea is super inexpensive and so adorable. You can make these ornaments very easily and they're so inexpensive. You can make a ton for a very reasonable price. I got these plates from Dollar Tree. They're plastic and come 8 to a pack. I squeezed some Dollar Tree caulking onto a foam plate and mixed in some Waverly White chalk paint. I did about a half and half ratio as I want a nice creamy consistency to my chalk paint. I think that this looks really nice on the plate. It goes on really well and I only need 2 coats. I do put 2 coats on either side just to make sure that I have a very opaque finish. So I just paint it, allow it to dry, paint it again, flip it over and repeat. Here's what it looks like with 1 coat and here's what it looks like with 2 coats. It looks so pretty. I just grab a couple of fabrics from my stash from Dollar Tree that coordinate. I take a small piece of one and lay it down with the print side down. Then I lay the plate upside down on top of it. I fold the fabric around the plate, not quite halfway. It just kind of depends on how far you want your hat down. And then I also glue the brim down as well so it's not standing up. I'm going to take a piece of twine to go ahead and secure the hat and just use the twine to pull my hat tautly at the top. Now this twine is doubled over, but that is just totally your preference. And now once that is done, I am just going to trim the top of my hat to get the look that I like. Sorry about my little puppy crying, but here's what that looks like. And then I'm just going to use some Waverly ink chalk paint to create little dots with the back of a paintbrush for my eyes and mouth, but you could use a Sharpie marker, a paint marker, whatever you like to accomplish this. And then I'm just going to use Waverly pumpkin chalk paint to create my nose, and I just paint that on as well. But you could even put the face on with felt, or Design Space on Cricut has some cute snowman faces, so tons of options for you. Now to create a cute little bow tie, I'm just going to take a small strip of fabric and tie it tightly in the middle, cutting off the tails, and that is how easy it is to create an adorable little bow tie. I will just attach my bow tie to the bottom of my snowman with a dab of hot glue, and he is so adorable. So here is a couple of different ones that I made with different patterned fabric, both from Dollar Tree, but Dollar Tree probably has some winter fabric with like a blue pattern to it as well, if you're interested in doing some for winter. I hope you like that idea. Now, the next idea is basically the same concept, but it is gingerbread men because I absolutely love gingerbread men. So I'm taking this chestnut apple barrel paint and I'm doing basically the same thing, mixing the caulking with the paint about half and half until I get the consistency that I want. And then I'm going to paint each side of my plate twice, allowing it to dry in between coats. So once my plates are completely dry, this is what they will look like, minus the little stuff that one of these had on the back there. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to take some fabric paint that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the red to create my gingerbread nose. And then I am just going to use some black ink chalk paint to create my eyes and my mouth because I did not have any black puffy paint, so I just kind of improvised. I'm just kind of creating long eyes, but you can do this however you like. For the mouth, I'm creating a traditional mouth, but I'm having one side be thicker than the other side, and I'm also putting little smile lines. So to the thick side that kind of dips down, I'm going to use that red puffy paint again to fill it in, to give that little tongue or a little smile. And then I'm just going to take some white puffy paint from Dollar Tree and do a squiggly circle all around this little face. I also gave my eyes little dots just for some detail. Now you'll want to allow this to dry overnight, and then if you want to create little bows for your gingerbread ladies, you totally could. I just created a simple little bow with one loop on either side and used hot glue to attach it at an angle to the head of my gingerbread ladies, and I think they are absolutely adorable. Again, these plates come 8 to a pack, so you can make 4 gingerbread man and 4 snowman, or you could just grab a couple of packs, but so inexpensive, so fun to make, and you could even make elves out of them as well. Okay, so let's talk about today's challenge. My friend Chantel at the Crafty Hints came up with the idea, and me and my friend Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY were very excited to join. We thought it would be really fun, so we each agreed to post 15 ornaments. Together we would share 45 ornaments with you guys, so tons of DIY inspiration if you're still finalizing the finishing touches on your tree. I will have my friends linked in my description box. You definitely want to check out their channels. You will not be disappointed. They're both so talented and have so many amazing ideas to share. I highly recommend them. Okay, so for the next one, I'm going to share another quick and easy ornament idea using some Dollar Tree wood ornaments and also some Dollar Tree faux vinyl and some wood circles from the wood pile section at Hobby Lobby. You can find them on sale, very inexpensive. So what I'm going to do is cover each circle with this vinyl. So what I like to do is just take a piece and place it on my circle, and then I like to just go ahead and trim around it. Of course, if you wanted to, you could totally just trace around your circle and cut that out. Whatever way you like better, it's absolutely up to you, whatever is easiest for you. So I did this as many times as I wanted, and you could do it a ton of times with that Dollar Tree vinyl. There is so much vinyl to each roll. Then grab some wood ornaments from the Dollar Tree and some Waverly white chalk paint. The wood ornaments from the Dollar Tree usually come about 8 to a pack. Once they're all painted, I do paint the hanger part of my ornaments with some Waverly ink chalk paint, and then I just use my hot glue gun to put glue on the back of the ornament and attach it on top of my wood piece. This is another super easy and very inexpensive idea. So if you wanted to mass produce any of the ideas I've shared so far, you could do so for just a few dollars. Taking some Dollar Tree twine, I'm just going to thread it through the hanger at the top, tie a knot, trim off the excess, and here's how you can make some gorgeous ornaments on a budget. Dollar Tree has multiple different colors and styles of vinyl. They also have the red and white check if you prefer that, and a floral pattern. Okay, so here's another idea. You can create these mini tag signs with Dollar Tree items very inexpensively. You can make, I think, about 2 dozen for your $1.25 if you just count the tags. Of course, you will need vinyl, so about $2.50 then. But I am just going to cover these domino pieces in some vinyl. So here's the dominoes, what it looks like. I'm taking some vinyl from Dollar Tree and covering them like you saw. Now for each one that I've covered in vinyl, I'm just going to paint one with Waverly ink chalk paint and glue them together at an angle like so. I then take my scissors and trim my check covered piece so that it is level at the top with my ink painted piece. I'm going to create a hanger the same way by just tying a loop on some Dollar Tree twine, and then I'm just going to use this paint marker to write my words. I don't have the best handwriting, point, but I just decided to go for it because if you have a vinyl cutter, you could totally use that. But I don't have a lot of luck when I use my vinyl cutter with super teeny tiny words. So to avoid frustration, I just went ahead and printed these out. These are just for my personal tree, so I wasn't too worried about it, but there's lots of ways that you could do this, and I do think that they came out adorable. And again, Dollar Tree has so many different styles of vinyl, and you could customize this with any paint color that you like. Okay, the next one, let's make a lollipop. I'm going to use these foam rounds that come two to a pack from Dollar Tree and some Dollar Tree pom-pom garland. This comes in red, white, and green, and I'm going to lay the red down, glue it, and just start swirling it around carefully using dabs of hot glue to attach. And I'm going to continue this until it covers my entire foam round using hot glue. Please be careful of your fingers. Dollar Tree does sell finger protectors and silicone spatulas. Once I get to the end, I'll glue it down, trim it off, and then I will fill in the space between each part of red pom-pom garland with my white pom-pom garland using the same swirling method and my hot glue. This is so easy and customizable. Dollar Tree also sells a green pom-pom garland if you wanted to use that. These are very easy to create. I would love to make a whole bunch more, but I just had one of these little styrofoam rounds, so I just tried out one to see how it would look. Then I'm going to put a piece of the white around the edge just to give it a nice, clean, and finished edge. Then I take a dowel rod. I use hot glue to glue it to the back and cover that with a piece of fabric. I am then going to take another piece of that Dollar Tree fabric and wrap it around my dowel rod just to give me a creative stick. You could also use ribbon to swirl around that stick, or you could paint it, whatever you like. You could tie a bow on there, but I kind of liked how this looked once I got the fabric on, so I did not tie a bow on it. But again, totally customizable and very inexpensive since you get multiple dowel rods in each pack, lots of fabric in each little square of fabric, and tons of little pom-poms on the garland. So please let me know what you think about that. Now, I just showed you how to make a lollipop. Now, let's get into another idea that kind of goes with our lollipop. Let's make some little candies. Here is part of that same piece of ribbon, and I am just going to be cutting it down into smaller pieces. Now, Dollar Tree sells the foam balls in several different sizes, but I am going to be using the smallest size, which comes 6 to a pack, and I am just going to put that in the middle of a piece of fabric, tack it down with a tiny bit of hot glue, wrap the other side around. Once it looks like this, I'm going to take a couple of pieces of twine and tie tightly on either side so it forms my little candy piece. Once that is done, I will trim off the excess twine, and I'm just using little pom-poms off that pom-pom garland to put on either side to cover up the little knot on my twine and just give it a cute and finished look. You can make a whole bunch of these very inexpensively. You can make an adorable little garland using these. Bargain Bethany made some larger ones with larger foam balls. So there's all kinds of different ideas and ways to use these. You could fill a candy dish with them or even pop them in your tree. But here's what it looks like. And again, here's the garland that we're using. We're just cutting off little pom-poms and gluing them down. So here is what these look like, just kind of displayed around my little Dollar Tree lollipop. Next, let's take some fall decor and make some gorgeous jumbo and not so jumbo ornaments. I took this large pumpkin from Dollar Tree Plus section that was $3. I created a hole in the top after removing the stem, and I set it down on a card drying cloth from Dollar Tree. I began to pull my cloth up as tight as possible and tuck it into that hole with tiny dabs of hot glue. Please protect your fingers here. You can use finger protectors, or you can even use a pencil or something long that you can use to help you poke that fabric into the hole. I trim off a little bit of excess here and continue pulling and wrapping my fabric upward and shoving it down in that hole. I get everything firmly pressed down so that my pumpkin is tightly wrapped. I do remove that little tag on my card drying cloth, and I just continue until I am completely done. This is really easy, you guys, and you can do this to any size or shape of pumpkin, and I think it really changes the look, and you are able to get away with calling this an ornament. And this is a very big one. Again, this pumpkin was $3 in the plus section. So I took a piece of jute twine, I tied it into a loop, and then I made the knot a little larger by double knotting it. I shoved that knot as far down as I could into the top hole of my ornament using hot glue and a pair of scissors. Just shoved it down so it is not budging, and this will be the hanger for our ornament. I just made sure it was super firm in there, added a little more hot glue to the outside. Then I took 2 ribbons that I liked. The checked one is from Dollar Tree, the other one is from Dollar General last year, and I form an X formation with my ribbons doubled up. Once that is done, I'm going to pinch it in the middle and I'm going to tie it very tightly with a piece of jute twine. Once that is done, and I have 4 loops on either side, I'm going to take these loops and spread them out as far as I can. This will give you a very pretty, almost flower-like bow, and I just love how it looks. So just pull and fluff and get your bow exactly how you want it. Both of these ribbons are wired, so that really helps to arrange and kind of manipulate the ribbon in the way that you would like to. Once it is exactly how I want it, I am ready to glue it down to the top of my ornament. So I'm just going to glue it down using some hot glue and make sure that my little holder for my ornament, my little hanger, comes up through 2 of the pieces there so that it can still be used. Once that is done, I'm taking a couple pieces of this greenery and twining them together. You can use ties from Dollar Tree, greenery ties, or pieces from a little Dollar Tree Christmas tree. Take some more of these little stems that I purchased at Hobby Lobby last year with the mini pine cones and berries, but Dollar Tree has similar items as well. I formed a little cluster and glued that in the middle of my ribbon. I then decided I wanted some tails, so I took a long piece of Dollar Tree ribbon, I twisted it in the middle and glued it down, and then I'm going to glue it under the front of this bow so my tails hang long, and I will dovetail my tails by cutting a triangle upward. How gorgeous is this? I made a similar one with a medium-sized pumpkin from Dollar Tree that was $1.25 and a tiny pumpkin from Dollar Tree that came on a clip, doing the exact same process and just embellishing differently. Let me know what you think about that idea, you guys. I really enjoy making these, and I will likely make some more of these. So for the next idea, you can take an ornament from Dollar Tree that you like, but maybe you don't like something about it. So for me, it was this glitter. Oh my goodness. I like glitter, but this color, no. Okay, no. So I removed the embellishment, and I just took something that I could use to scrape off as much of the glitter as I could. And then I actually washed this ornament in my sink since it was plastic and dried it off. Here is what I am working with. I'm going to paint over it with this Waverly white chalk paint. You can just go ahead and paint right over whatever glitter is stuck on there. And I actually give this 2 coats of paint, and here is what it looks like. Much better already. Now, while my second coat of paint is still wet, I am using some of this faux snow from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to sprinkle it from the top so it lands on my church like the snow is actually falling. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of glue and add that embellishment back. I do add a little bit of glue around the bottom sides of my church and sprinkle some more snow there, just so that I get a little bit more of a snowy appearance there. And that is how easy it was to customize this church. I feel like it really made a difference, just a little bit of paint and the snow. I absolutely love how it looks. Okay, so here Is another idea, and I think these ornaments are so fun. They almost look like upside down ice cream cones. I guess you could turn them around, but I was going for a cute little tree with a base look. So I'm going to be using these styrofoam balls from Hobby Lobby. They come a couple to a pack, and I'm going to be using some more of that white yarn that I purchased at Hobby Lobby, but you can also purchase that at Michael's. And I'm just going to wrap this entire styrofoam ball in this yarn using dabs of hot glue as I go. And then these adorable pink trees with a peppermint at the base are from Dollar Tree, and they come 3 to a pack. Once I get my ball almost covered, I'm going to leave a tiny space at the top where I can wedge that little peppermint in with some hot glue, and then you have an adorable little ornament, little tree with a base, or like I said, I guess you could flip them upside down for a little ice cream. So either way you choose to use these are very inexpensive and quite adorable. You can decorate the front. I had some little candy canes that I got in a package at Hobby Lobby for 60% off. And then again, I had those little peppermints that came on an ornament. So here is what these look like. These are so quick, easy, and inexpensive. You can make a whole bunch for your tree. So I got this wooden gingerbread man at Dollar. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be showing you a few different things you can use. So I'm going to be using glitter and cinnamon, but you can use a Mod Podge, you can use a spray Mod Podge, or a spray glue. I actually show all 3 of them here. I was trying to decide what works best, but I fill in the hole on the top of the little gingerbread man, and first I used Mod Podge, and then I sprinkle the cinnamon on it. I will tell you, in my opinion, that the spray glue works better for this project than either the liquid Mod Podge or the spray Mod Podge, but that is totally up to you. So with the liquid Mod Podge, I had to do several layers of the cinnamon to get the look that I was going for. So I just kept adding Mod Podge and then more cinnamon. And even when I switched to the spray Mod Podge, same thing. But when I switched to the spray glue, it was much easier. So here's what my gingerbread looked like after a few layers. Then I added more spray glue to the top of it, wet it down, and then I added my glitter. I'm just using a fine glitter and a chunky glitter. I sprinkle them on quite heavily. You don't have to go as heavy as me, but I know I'm going to be shaking them off. Once that's done, I add a little more spray glue and then a little bit more cinnamon and a little more glitter. I just kind of keep going back and forth until I get the exact look that I am going for on this gingerbread man. So here I'm going to add a little bit more cinnamon. So I kind of played around with it, but I thought this was so fun and it smells so amazing. So once that is done and dry, then you can come in with some puffy paint. This is just puffy paint from Dollar Tree, and I'm doing the little embellishments on the limbs and also the buttons. And then I'm going to create a little outline on the head and a little face. Now you can use real fabric for the bow tie if you want to. I just go in with a couple different colors of puffy paint for the bow tie, but you can detail this however you like. These are just some ideas I had, but I wanted to show you a way to do these little gingerbread men a little bit differently without using paint. So I think again that this is super fun, super easy, and it does not require paint. Smells amazing and very customizable. So here is what they look like tucked into my tree. You could add little wooden blocks to the back. You wanted these to stand up. So next let's do a cute, easy, fun little idea. So Dollar Tree sells these little gingerbread man ornaments, and they also sell this decorative shred. I thought it would be a perfect idea to just shove the shred inside of the gingerbread men, filling them out for the gingerbread color. You could also add paint to the inside if you'd rather. I just wanted to try something a little bit different ornament. So you can just use a little wooden dowel rod if you need to help you shove the shred, I don't know why that's so hard for me to say, down into the ornament. And this is what it looks like. Then I just decorate them with some puffy paint from Dollar Tree, do their little face and their little embellishments. So easy peasy. Once you get them all decorated, you can then go ahead and add the tops back on. And I do add little strips of Dollar Tree fabric around the tops, but I think these are adorable, and not only as an ornament, but you could also use them on a tier tray. They do stand on their own, so they're just the perfect little piece for your gingerbread or even Candyland decor. So here, just adding that little piece of Dollar Tree fabric to the top, trimming it down, and then we will be all set. So let me know what you think of the idea of using this paper shred on the inside of these ornaments. And here is what they look like. Just place them in my candy tree to show them off, but I'm not quite sure where they are going to land yet. Possibly on a tier tray again, but here's what they look like, and I hope you like them. So recently I was in a mystery box challenge with my friend Brenda, who I'm collabing with today. And so I'm going to use items from Brenda. So I'm going to create these adorable little gnomes using this mop and these wooden eggs. Now I am actually going to use 3. I almost forgot, because of the gnomes' noses, they will be the glittery eggs. Now I am taking 6 mop strands and cutting them in half like you saw me do. That gives me the perfect length to go ahead and put a strip of glue down on the middle of this egg. Now the pointy part of my egg is facing downward, and I have the round part upward so that I can put the hat on there. So I have 12 strips that I'm gluing down since I cut my 6 in half. Once all of my strips are glued down, I'm going to go ahead and unravel them with my fingers. Now there was a couple of these beards that maybe looked a little bit sad, so I added another piece of mop here and there, but that's just kind of basically what I started with. I then trimmed them where if they needed a little haircut, and then I took another Dollar Tree sock and I cut pieces off to form my hat. I placed some hot glue down and pushed down the front of the hat, and then I flipped the hat over and hot glued the back of the hat down. Once your glue is dry, you can then go ahead and pull your hat up, stretch it a little bit so you can tie it on the top and gather that part together. I then trimmed off the excess twine, and here's the base of my adorable little gnome. I had this ribbon in my stash. It was clearance from 4th of July, I believe. So I just cut off the little stars and applied them to the top of the hat. But you could use any embellishment you like. And here I'm using these little glittery eggs, and I'm just cutting off the bottom. And I'm going to be painting them with that tutorial beige, just like I did for my larger Santa gnome. And these are going to be my noses. So here I am just painting them, and once they are dry, I will gently spread apart my little mop strands so that I can hot glue my nose directly to the wooden egg, and then I will replace my little mop pieces all around this nose and tack them down with hot glue here and there as necessary. And then you have some adorable little mini gnomes. You could put hooks on the back of these as ornaments. You could make several of these and put them on a garland. You could also put a little block behind them and have them stand on a tier tray. I just tacked them in my tree here with a few other gnomes. So in the beginning of the video, my tree was not decorated, but here is what it looks like now. So for the next idea, you can grab some foam dice from Dollar Tree and make a little bundle of presents. This was so fun and perfect for a tier tray. They come 4 to a pack, and this was in my package from Brenda. I also grabbed these sticky colored glittery paper from Dollar Tree. You can get multiple colors, and they come 3 sheets to a pack. And I have some fabric from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to begin by wrapping 2 of the dice, 1 in each of my fabrics. You can do this however you like. You could use all one fabric. You don't even have to glue these dice together like I did. So really there's a lot of ideas here, but basically just
just go ahead and wrap up your dice. So I am wrapping these dice like I would wrap a present, just using hot glue to secure my fabric. Once I get this present done, I'll use my other fabric to do my other present. And then for this glittery paper from Dollar Tree, I'm going to do 2 of those presents. Now you'll just want to cut pieces that fit on either side. They can overlap slightly because you can fold this paper down and just cover it with the next piece, or just trim it off. Now the adhesive on this paper is not amazing, so I did kind of have to use a glue stick here and there to tack it down, and I'm talking about like a school glue stick. Once my presents were done, I glued them together in the 4 square here, but again, you don't have to glue them together. I just thought this was really cute. I took a peppermint from a Hobby Lobby ornament and split it in half with my scissors. I also took a little candy cane from Hobby Lobby's miniature section and put that on there for embellishment. Then I'm going to wrap my entire stack of presents with some of this Dollar Tree white glittery ribbon, but you could use whatever type of ribbon that you like if you choose to do it this way. I'm also going to make one of my presents have that little ribbon crisscross that we sometimes put when we are wrapping a present, and one will just have one piece of ribbon on it. Then I'm going to create a bow for my little package stack by just folding over my ribbon until I have one loop on either side, and then I will just cut off the excess. With the excess, I'm going to create a little bit of tails here by just tying this piece in the middle so that it can form my tails. So again, so customizable, but the perfect size for a tier tray. Dollar Tree also sells larger dice. I believe that come 2 to a pack, so you could do that as well. And also some wood squares that would be perfect for this. Once my bow is formed, I put a little white bow on top and another half of that peppermint. And here's what it looks like. It even looks super adorable in a tree as like a jumbo size ornament. So there is another idea for you. Or you could separate these and have lots of ornaments. Okay, so for our next idea, if you have some wooden Easter eggs left over, you can go ahead and grab them, and I cut about 1/3 off at the bottom so that I would have the top rounded part. Then I grabbed some Dollar Tree yarn in various different colors, and for the top of my hat I am wrapping the yarn in an up and down motion, and you can double or triple over if you're using the super thin yarn like I am, just so that it doesn't take you too long. But basically you just want to get this whole piece covered in your yarn. Here's what it should look like. And then at the bottom, I am just going to go ahead and take another color of yarn and wrap around so that I have a little brim to my hat. You can make that however thin or thick you want it and just glue down your ends. And here's what that should look like. If you need to trim along the bottom, you can go ahead and do that just to make it look neat and tidy. And then I'm just going to create a little pom-pom for the top of this by wrapping the yarn around my hand multiple times and then just tying it in the middle. Once you tie it in the middle, you just slide your scissors in either end and make a snip, and that way all of those pieces will cut and you'll have an adorable fluffy little pom-pom. If you're using this yarn, you might want to trim it down a little bit as it may be kind of wily and crazy. You can attach your pom-pom to your hat with some hot glue and you have an absolutely adorable little hat ornament. You can go ahead and just make a hanger on the back with some Dollar Tree twine like I have been doing, just creating a loop and tying that loop at the bottom. So I hope you like that idea. So this next idea and very budget friendly. So I grabbed these napkins and these styrofoam plates. These napkins were from Hobby Lobby, $5.99, 60% off, so just a couple of dollars. And for the amount of napkins, this is a better value than Dollar Tree. Each napkin has 4 peppermints, and I am going to be cutting them, so I have 4 individual peppermints. Now I peel off the back ply so that it adheres better, and then I'm just going to cover the back of these plates. And now these plates are almost a perfect size, and I did find them at Dollar Tree for $1.25. There was 40 of them. I am just going to use an Elmer's glue stick and coat it very well with this purple disappearing glue. Then I will spread my napkin down and push it down. It adheres really nicely. Then I'm going to take another plate that I have done the same thing with and just make sure that the napkins are both out. And I'm going to attach them together with this Elmer's glue stick as well. I'm going to take some cellophane wrap from Dollar Tree and just wrap it around, securing my wrap with a little piece of Scotch tape. Once I get that all done, then I can just gather my sides, and I'm going to use a little piece of this red ribbon from Dollar Tree to tie my sides. Once I get a nice knot tied, I can then go ahead and curl up my tails. And I just think this is so adorable. If you need to trim off any napkin, you can just wait until you get both of your pieces together and then trim. I find that to be easiest. But once you get your little peppermint exactly how you want it, then you can go ahead and trim down that cellophane to your liking. These are so affordable. I'm thinking of making a whole bunch for my kids' school so the front office can use them to decorate. And it's only going to cost me a whole bunch to make tons of these. And they're so easy to make. Actually, Lucas, one of the boys in the beginning of this video, he will be 9 on Christmas along with his twin. He actually helped me make a few. That is how easy these are to make. So I hope you like this first. Very easy. I guess I've said that a couple times, but hey guys, it's easy.
Thank you so much for watching. Again, please consider subscribing if you haven't. If you recreate any of my projects and you would like to show me, I do have Instagram, which will be linked in the description box. Take care, friends.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel, and thank you for watching today's craft and stay safe.